Hey guys, welcome back to Screen Shine. Dr. Phil has been building up his patience with his guests for more than 10 years, but at numerous occasions he has been pushed to his limits by their wild actions and demeaning statements. This is a list of 5 such occasions when Dr. Phil got worked up on his show. Number 5. Cash Me Outside. Everybody who has ever heard of Dr. Phil instantly connects it with the most viral moment to have ever occurred on that show, namely the Cash Me Outside fiasco. At the beginning, that segment was supposed to be about a mother fed up with her teenage daughter and them talking it out with Dr. Phil. As the interview began to unfold, things got really dicey with the way Danielle Bregoli was acting around him. She was constantly talking with an accent that was very unlike her, as stated by her mother, and she even went on to say that her daughter was faking the accent entirely. Danielle was very obviously seeking the attention of all the people around her, as she started to talk nonsense about damaging somebody's car. In the end, Dr. Phil had it, and he slammed back by asking her if she had even attended the 5th grade, which seemed to shock the teenager.
Catch me outside! How about it?
Number 4. In a segment on Dr. Phil, he was faced with a couple whose relationship was on the rocks. The husband had cheated on his wife with a masseuse, which he blamed on the tragic suicide of his son. He even proclaimed that his wife had wanted his son dead. The disastrous interview ended with a 3-minute-long speech by Dr. Phil, which left the couple silenced and the audience stunned. In that speech, he only addressed Pete and urged him to go home and rewatch this segment to gain some understanding of his hurtful actions. He then advised him to change his conduct with his family by removing any silver of toxicity from his life. During this entire speech, Dr. Phil remained calm, but one could see the anger and annoyance surging beneath the surface as he did all he could to contain those emotions.
You don't mean them, because if you do, you, sir, have a black heart.
Number 3. Imitating Dr. Phil. On a very surprising segment on the show, a man came onto the show dressed up as Dr. Phil. There was no reasoning behind the man's actions, as he had just come to seek attention. He had gotten mildly famous by running a show in which he had paid homeless people to do various acts for small amounts of money. As soon as Dr. Phil saw the man imitating him, he ordered the producers to take him off the stage. The guest did not even last 1 minute on the show and was immediately kicked out.
Every time you bring a guest on this show, you exploit them and spread whatever problems they have to the whole world. You think that's helping them?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. You can go.
Number 2. A jobless singer. In the habit of most young adults who are entering the most important part of their lives to not pay any mind to it. In this day and age, young people are sometimes forced by their circumstances to get a job, and this was the case with Keith. The main issue his family had with him was that he just lazily strutted around the house while he was trying to become a famous singer. His mother had even wanted to send him to college, which he had rebelled against by saying that he believed being famous was more important than getting an education. When he went on the show with his mom, an author was there alongside Dr. Phil, who was assisting him by explaining the realities of life to this oblivious boy. She tried to encourage Keith by supporting him by blaming society for forcing these situations on low-income families. But it was Dr. Phil who put the young man in his place by firmly advising him to listen to his mother and get a job.
You don't sit around watching Paris Hilton or Kim Kardashian or Dr. Phil on television and tell yourself that's a life education. Get a job.
Hey, hold up. Before we move to number 1, do us a favor and click that big red subscribe button. And oh, don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our videos. Alright, let's move on to the finale. Number 1. Insulting innuendos. There was a segment on the show in which Dr. Phil was resolving a marital dispute between a couple. The husband was mad at his wife because she had been taking provocative photos and putting them online in the name of starting a business. She was defending herself by saying that she could do whatever she liked. As the conversation went along, there came a moment when Dr. Phil was interrupted by her as he was explaining something to her husband. She stated that she did not like the way Dr. Phil was talking about her and accused him of insinuating that she was a vulgar woman. Dr. Phil got really livid at that accusation and told her to her face that he wasn't afraid of her and he wasn't implying anything. By the end of that interview, Dr. Phil was fuming at the audacity of his guest. There were just some of the moments when Dr. Phil got worked up over the way his guests were acting. This just goes to show the level of patience and restraint one must have when dealing with these types of people.
You don't put words in my mouth, and I'm telling you, I
never said you called me that. I said you're doing innuendos and making it seem like it.
This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then let us know by liking the video. Stick around for more amazing content, as we will be soon seeing you in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.